Hey guys, welcome to the Baseball Junkies podcast, episode 17. I am your host, Adrian from A League of Our Own.
This is your boy, Mr. Enfuego.
I hope everybody had a wonderful week. Thank you for joining us again this fine weekend. We've got a few topics. We've got a guest. We've got, some arguments, some of this, some of that. So we are going to go ahead and start off with some news in spring training this week. Spring training is in full throttle. Last week it had just been getting started when we were doing the podcast. We didn't have too much to report on. We got a little bit more going on today. My things that stood out for me this week were, I believe last night, the Cubs threw a no-hitter, a combined no-hitter, very combined pitchers, as a matter of fact, against the Padres. Me and Mr. Enfuego like to call that a fake no-hitter, but hey, it's a no-hitter nonetheless.
It was a group effort.
Group effort. Some other, fairly big news, like not kind of spring training news, kind of old baseball classic news, which is kicking off here this week.
Yes,
I believe it's the first day. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is not going to be in the World Classic now. He's having some issues with his knee, so he's decided to step back from that. Which more power to him. The Toronto Blue Jays definitely need him for the season. I also saw the whole Jordan Walker hitting 2 home runs. Jordan Walker is a big prospect in the St. Louis Cardinals system. I know in the baseball collecting world, I often get asked for Jordan Walker cards. So for him to be doing so well in spring training, that's nice to see. Did you have any spring training highlights that stuck out in your mind this week, Mr. Enfuego?
Speaking about prospects, we also had another one who had a monster debut, and he happens to be the Reds' #1 prospect, Ellie De La Cruz.
He got very nice. Hits. He had a good week.
His debut. He got 2 hits, a homer and a triple. So he's making a name for himself as well, just like our boy Mr. Walker over here, who I think he's gonna, if he keeps doing what he's doing,
very cool.
He's gonna get that call sooner than expected.
We have a comment in our feed here that Curtis Mead was looking really solid from Hoosier Pulls. Thank you.
He did. Came through with a 2-run home run.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else is all on the list that was doing really well this week. Just so I did go ahead and get my my MLB TV ticket or whatever they call it. I paid for the year, and I was super excited when I went on there. They did have a veterans discount, so it did. Awesome. It was a little under $100. So I was stoked because I thought I was paying well over $100 for the whole year. So I'm set. Catch a few games here and there. I had a little bit, been watching it on my phone here wherever I go, and so it's a little spotty here and there. But I did get to see some cool stuff. It is exciting. It is exciting to see the pace of the game has. It's noticeable. The whole time clock and getting into the. It has. It's
okay. So I'm not the only
news
one.
Stories I saw this week. Yeah, that's one of the news stories this week. There was a game that ended just over 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were showing Kenley Jansen's new move, I guess, because he
his
had
mechanics. He's changed his mechanics a lot.
He's changed it up quite a bit. Yeah, and people are like, quick pitch at me. He's like, no, man, this is me now. This is how I got to do this to get used to the pitch clock. And so
I was thinking about that too, with the whole change of the pitch clock. You know who's going to benefit from that? Yeah. Nestor Cortez.
Who's that? Oh, yes.
Because you know how he likes to play mind games in the windup.
Oh yeah, he was super fun to watch with his little whatever the heck he was gonna do. Yeah, it is. The whole thing is is pretty fun. So people have been like, "Oh, you're changing the game of baseball," but it's fun. I've been enjoying it. So,
but there is one thing
we'll
that
see
I've been
how it
scratching
goes.
my head on, though. If
What's
you
that?
remember a certain somebody, I'm not going to mention Manny Machado, but didn't somebody say they was going to exercise their free agent option after this season? But yet we turn around and signed an extension.
Yet you're not going to mention Manny Machado.
I'm not going to mention Manny
mention
Machado, but there's a certain
problem.
certain third baseman in the Padres who said that they was going to leave after 2023, but they turned around and extended. So, I mean,
money talks, baby. Money talks.
It does. And on top of that, he's basically on a super team. So I guess he's realizing his chances of winning a ring greatly improved. Because, I mean, Nelson Cruz, he's starting to have a monster season. If they get prime Nelson Cruz, it's a wrap with him, and then Tatis coming back.
Okay. Speaking of which, when you Nelson Cruz, and for whatever reason, I just think about pitchers that are going to benefit. I'm sorry, hitters that are going to benefit from the shift thing. My brother sent me a really interesting text message today about the new shift. I don't know. Did any of you guys see this? So obviously now our first baseman, second baseman, the shift. So they're showing what the shift that they're predicting. I don't know how true this is, but they're talking about doing this against Joey Gallo, and they've got the left fielder all the way over, standing in between the center fielder and right fielder,
right,
in between them. So yeah, the rules didn't apply that. It's talking that shift rules were just for the infielders and being on the dirt and stuff like that. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah, the clip he sent me was the Red Sox defense against Joey Gallo. So they showed that left fielder all the way over there. So
I mean, they're probably doing that because everybody's expecting for Gallo to have a redemption of a season. Because I mean, his time with the Yankees, horrendous. He did improve a little bit with the Dodgers, but I don't think it was enough.
Yeah. And benefit to the doubt on Joey Gallo there. He didn't have much of a season left when he went to the Dodgers.
Right. Well, he started touching the ball more.
Was just so bad. Yeah. So I am hoping for. I don't feel like Joey Gallo is that bad of a ball player. I mean, he did great things on Texas. He just had a bad time in New York.
He left Texas with 30+ home runs.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just.
And then he only hit what? I think it was 2 home runs in pinstripes.
Yeah.
So I mean,
combination of things. Joey Gallo is not a good fit in New York. We've talked about my opinion on some people just don't do well in that atmosphere.
And those fans are vicious. If you don't perform, they're gonna let you know.
Yeah, and that works. Man, that messes your mind up. So yeah, intense. So there's that. Okay, so Jordan Walker, spring trainer. Okay, some other things I wanted to talk about. I really wanted to get your opinion. I want to see comments. The MLB the MVP dark horse candidates for 2023. So I was reading this article on the MLB, and it's like, your Aaron Judge, and so the typical ones you think of. And then it was like, oh, these are the 5 dark horse ones you're not thinking of that have possibility. And so their list: Adley Rutschman. Okay. Adley Rutschman, we'll start with him.
Not going to happen.
I think he's great.
Great, but it's not going to happen.
He's too young. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't know. And I'm an Adley Rutschman fan, so I don't know what people are going to say in the comments or what they think. I just think he's too young for that. I mean,
to be honest, who was the last player? Who was the last rookie to win the Rookie of the Year and the MVP in the same season? I only know of one person who came close. I only know of one person who came close, and he got robbed, and that was Aaron Judge in 2017.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But besides him, the first name that comes to mind, Ichiro. back in 01.
Yeah. And that's a different, people are commenting that in there, and that's a different situation too, because Ichiro was older when he came over here.
Yeah.
Too. So anyways,
I mean, like you said,
that's a good point. That's a very good point.
Rushman is a great talent, phenomenal youngster, but
yeah,
he needs to worry about getting familiar with the big boys.
So 100%. That was my thought on it as well. I'm 100% agree with you on that. Okay, for the Boston Red Sox, Masataka
Yoshida.
I don't see that either, because this is his first season, right? With in America, like.
Yeah, it is. And they're basing his probability of MVP, and I'm looking at the key stats. Mm-hmm. So the kid hit his OPS was 973 over the last 5 seasons. But wait, those stats were in Japan. Completely different animal.
Yeah. I know. That's why I don't.
I would, safe assumption, I would take that OPS, cut it in half. That's what I expect from him in the big leagues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. So, yeah.
Because I mean, I'm looking at
Neil said I wasn't. These first 2 names weren't super impressive to me on the list. Like, looking at statistics and what they've done so far, especially someone that with their very first year playing in America, I don't see it.
Yeah.
Next on the list is an interesting one. Wander Franco. I honestly don't see it with him either. I do see him having a really super successful year. I don't see him producing certain numbers that would deem him MVP. I feel
he's fragile.
I feel like
he's accident prone.
I don't know if that just yet, because I mean, I know his career has kind of started that way, and now we're gonna see from this season coming up how that pans out. But I mean, I don't see him hitting like a significant, I shouldn't say significant. I should say major amount of home runs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,
because he hasn't even yet had a full season. He came up after the All-Star game. Following season, he was off and on the IL roster. So I mean, he's another one. He's got the potential, and he's got the experience.
He does have the potential, and he could. That would be one that would, as far as dark horse goes, that could be one I would say. Like, he could really surprise us. Can be all just be really. But I'm not really feeling it with him. All right, honestly, the next 2 are. Surprisingly, I really like these ones. I wouldn't have expected it. But the next 2 are Corey Seager and Byron Buxton. So here we go. Corey Seager and Byron Buxton, to me, have proven they've got what it takes. However, especially Byron Buxton, in my case, Byron Buxton, every year I pick him for my fantasy league. I'm like, this guy's great. And he has hurt every freaking year, like significantly hurt. Like, he's out for a too long period of time to where I feel like his entire team would have done better with him being on the team more. He gets hurt so much that unfortunately it outweighs his playing ability, in my opinion.
And you know, it's
Corey Seager
with Seager. I mean, the people who write these articles, I don't know. So basically, the guy who wrote his little blurb on Corey Seager being the dark horse MVP, he based that off of the fact that Seager's expected to hit 20 more hits due to the loss of the shift. Really? So if that's the case, Gallo should be expected to hit the damn Triple Crown then.
It said blurb because of the shift, 20 more hits out of the entire 162 game baseball season.
Because of the
not a significant.
It really is not. I mean, if you're trying to make an argument, let's make a relevant argument. Because right now, this argument that he's presenting does not have a leg to stand on.
We've got a good argument in the comments. There's somebody mentioned a player that should be on this list. Didn't even think about it, and that's why. And I hate that because Rafael Devers.
I would be on the list. I would replace him with Seager any day of the week.
100%. Yeah, and I hate that the media does that to me because Rafael Devers gets so overlooked, and he's so damn good. God, why isn't he not on this list? Gosh, that's awful. Yeah, he should be on that list, 100%. Yeah, so we didn't even talk about like on the podcast. I guess we should have, but it just was so ridiculous. Like that top 100 list that the MLB put out.
Yep.
I think if I knew how they came up with that list, I would give it a little bit more credibility, maybe. But so I'm going through that list and some of the choices.
I mean,
it's like
we would spend a lot of time just going through numbers 100 through 91. I mean, Giancarlo Stanton, number 100? Really?
Yeah.
That is the best power hitter in the league, and you go put him at 100.
Yeah, and I don't like that list either because I don't think like position players, hitters, and pitchers should be on the same list.
No,
it doesn't make any sense to me.
Or let's take it even a step further. Let's break down lists by position.
Yes, you know what? I like that. Do the list by position. I feel like that's really the only way for it to kind of make sense in my mind. Because, like, I was watching Fuzzy's whole, like, breakdown every time the list, the next section of the list came, and I'm just like, I can't even. I'm like, I'm a baseball enthusiast, but I can't even watch this crap. I'm just like, you guys are. And
the thing is, I don't know if you've watched it in the past, but I think it was last year. They did a list of the top 100 best MLB players of all time. They completely screwed that ball up. Okay, you would have thought they would have came together and come up with somewhat of a decent list for the active players, and they screwed that up.
100%.
You got one job. And I remember you screwed it up.
100%. Because I can't imagine trying to figure out that kind of list with the way baseball has progressed over the years.
Right.
Like you can't take the Babe Ruth era and compare it to now. Like it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like the amount of games played and now we got a whole new era starting with this whole the pitch clock and bigger bases. It's a whole new thing. So I don't know, lists make
and that's the thing that a lot of analysts do. They're comparing signed, sealed, and delivered resumes to resumes that are still being produced. You can't do it. It just don't make it's bad for publicity. It gives the wrong impression, and everybody 9 out of 10 times just going to produce a false narrative. Because who's going to say that an active player 20 years down the road will produce a better resume than your Babe Ruths or your Ty Cobbs or your Honus Wagners or hell, even your Cy Youngs? I mean,
100%.
Keep those guys that are their careers are done on one list, and then everybody who is currently playing, make a list for them, but break it down further. Keep them amongst their own peer group. These are the top 25 third basemen that are still playing. These are your shortstops, first basemen, your outfielders, so that there's no controversy.
I dig it. But I think that's now that you say all that, I feel like they do it for this reason right here. They get people that like baseball like us talking about it. We get into the we get into the
right
whole
now,
controversy.
if they went that route, I only see one player fit in both hitting list and pitching list, and that's Shohei.
Yeah,
that's it.
Shohei. Yep. Yeah, and he's just a freak of nature. So, Okay, let's talk some baseball cards, my man. Let's do that.
Let's do it.
Some exciting. I thought it was exciting news that came out this week. That Tom Brady. Yes, this is a baseball card channel, guys. Don't worry. But Tom Brady is going to have some cards and autographs coming up in the new 2023 Bowman, which I could not find a release date for yet. They had a release date. It looks like it changed. It looks like it's not on the release calendar again. So you guys know how that goes. So if you saw a date that I didn't see, I'm sorry. I just looked again right now to see if I could find an accurate one, but not this time. But that happens. So 2023, there is a subset coming out, the cards that never were. Tom Brady was drafted by the Montreal Expos in
1985.
Write down 85, 95.
I think it was. No, you're right. 95.
No, he's.
Yeah, I was watching 95. A Michael Jordan segment, so his year's stuck in my mind.
Yes, 100%. So, obviously, Tom Brady took a different route. Totally cool, but I actually thought this was kind of cool. And when I did see this and I saw some hype about the autographs and blah blah blah, it made me think about there are a lot of other cool football players and that actually were at one time baseball players, or or they did both. There was the two biggest names that come to everybody's head is Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders. In the 90s, they were. I just remember thinking it was super cool having guys that Bo Jackson. He was freaking awesome, playing on the Royals and the Raiders, and then Deion Sanders, Atlanta Braves. I know he played on other teams too, but I mostly think of him on the Braves. He was on the Falcons originally. I always think about, I'm a 49er fan, so I remember he was on the 49ers, but I think he started off in Atlanta. And then I start to think about like how different the games must have been back then, because I cannot imagine somebody doing that now, playing both sports professionally. It
seems like you're stoked for when they drop. Here is where I throw a ton of bricks at you. Okay.
Yeah.
With Tom Brady, how does a football quarterback benefit the football collectors on a baseball card, for one? Number two, how does a football player on a baseball card who didn't even do anything while playing baseball benefit baseball collectors?
It's fun. It's fun, dude. Come on. No,
I mean,
like Bo Jackson and
I'm gonna add to your list. Yes, iconic... you had Bo, you had Deion. Michael Jordan was another one. He played for the White Sox.
That was
Jordan
awesome.
did more. Jordan did more in his 2 years than Tom Brady has
with baseball. I think you're overthinking it.
Honestly, I truly believe Topps is trying to use this marketing strategy to try to, I guess, entice both sport collectors to make revenue.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you they're not going to sell. They're not going to sell.
Oh, I will take your bet all day on that. Okay. You don't think they're going to sell?
I don't think they're going to.
No. I'm going to tell you why you're wrong right now.
Okay.
Bo the Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders, everybody, those were great players. Everybody wants both of their rookie cards. They want them.
And they've made a name for themselves in baseball.
They have. And Tom Brady made a huge name for himself in football. So how fun is it? It's fun to see him in a baseball uniform. I think it's fun. Seeing Michael Jordan, that's another he made a huge name for himself in basketball. He made a name for himself in baseball. It was because of all of his basketball clout. That card, everybody wants that card in their collection. The Michael Jordan SP.
You know who had a better baseball career in a shorter time than Tom Brady? Mm-hmm. Will Ferrell.
I want that baseball card too.
If you remember, he played on all 30 teams in one day.
That's right.
I believe it was one day.
That's right.
And he had a better career. He had a way better career than Tom Brady.
That's awesome. Everybody in the comments is screaming about Tim Tebow. And yes, Tim Tebow. I do have Tim Tebow's first Bowman card. I still think that's awesome. And I'm curious in the comments, how many people knew that Tim Tebow had a baseball card and how many people have it or want it just because? Like, I had to have it. I don't give a crap about Tim Tebow. I just thought it was cool.
There's a comment that's from Who's Your Pulls. He's saying that he could see every breaker fighting tooth and nail to get cases of this stuff only because of the Brady auto. It's not going to agree. It's not going to command a premium. I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
I cannot believe this coming out of your mouth. I cannot believe it. When
the product comes out, I'm waiting for Sports Card Investor to drop their top 5 on Tuesday video and see that Brady auto show up as an honorable mention.
I wish I had a way to make a bet with you on this, because I would bet you, but I don't know a way to make a good bet, because I don't want to do it based on if it makes SCI's list. Mm-hmm. I want to know like 2023 Bowman sales, but that's too hard to do too, because Bowman sells good anyway because of the prospects. But
here's a good idea.
Yeah.
Once we find a definitive date of when that product releases, mm-hmm. let's wait 30 days. Mm-hmm. Because automatically you're going to know once that card is pulled, it's going straight to PSA. Let's check the mm-hmm. pop report on it. Okay. And then from there, we'll bounce what the pop report says and see what they're going for on eBay.
All right. I'm good with that, because
I guarantee
Tom Brady, I don't care.
It is not going to make no more than $50,000 in sales.
I can't believe the words coming out of your mouth right now. I think Tom Brady autographs on a Bowman card is
if
gold.
He was in the Patriot uniform, yes. But we're talking about a Montreal Expos team. Nothing against the team, but we're talking about a football player.
Even better. Oh my God! I should have worn my Expos player
on a baseball card.
All right.
So
I can't. You guys heard it here first on episode 17. Me, Mr. Enfuego, and I will readdress this in the future. Tom Brady cards, 2023 Bowman. Stay tuned for that. I love it.
Here's the incentive. Here is the incentive. If that card produces a premium over $50,000, okay.
When you say over $50,000, like the single card itself, what do you mean by that?
No. I'm talking about combined.
Okay.
Okay. If you wanted to go with a single sale, I won't give it no more than $1,000.
Okay.
If it exceeds those numbers, if a card goes over $1,000 and total sales are over $50K, the next PSA submission that I do with you, I will pay for 5 of your submissions.
Oh,
any 5 cards you want, I will pay for them.
I take that bet. That bet. I'm on it. We're on it. It's done. Handshake.
Got it. Okay.
I love it. I freaking love it. All right. Dang. Just like that. It's already 5:30. The only other thing I'll just touch on it quickly because I want to bring on our guest. The World Baseball Classic coming up here, the 9th. I believe it was the 9th. Dang, I thought I wrote down, but it is coming up.
First game
Vlad is not 7th. In it anymore.
First game is the
7th. Yes. Coming up this week.
Cuba against the
Shohei
Netherlands.
Ohtani's still in it. Shohei Ohtani's still in it. There's still a lot of good baseball players in it. I'm excited to see it. And we will be talking about it on the podcast next week for sure.
Y'all see who I'm repping.
Team. Oh yeah. Shoot. I'm not gonna lie. I saw the flag, but I assumed it was an American flag because I didn't look closely on the.
Yep, I'm short. 49 stars.
All right, guys. So we're gonna bring on our guests today. Talk about the
bring them on
card collection. You guys, the one, the only, the great Jeff Shaw from Shaw Racing Collects is here with us today. Let's welcome him in the comments, please.
Oh, wait, I thought you were talking about somebody else. I didn't know you were talking about me. I'm sorry.
What's going on, Jeff? Right. Welcome to the show, man.
Oh, thank you,
Jeff.
John.
Thank you.
John, I can't believe you said that about the Brady card, dude. It's a Brady card. It's going to be gold.
Thank you.
It's a Brady card. It would hold value on a football card, not a baseball card.
Yeah, but you know what? Now you got cross brands, though. You've got all the football people wanting that Brady card, so they're now going to be buying baseball.
Hold my beer, Jeff. I'll see you at the end.
Oh my God.
Yeah, brother. Thank you guys. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, John, for having me on. I'm humbled. Thank you guys so much. Hey, everybody in the chat.
All right, guys. So Jeff Shaw is Shaw Racing Collects on YouTube. All of his info will be in the description. He is a wonderful Cardmunity member. He's going to talk about himself here a little bit, how long he's been doing it and things of that nature. But we had to bring Jeff on, have him. You just hit 500 subscribers, by the way. Just recently.
Congratulations.
On that.
For the third time.
Yeah. For the
third time's the charm.
Well, we'll see if YouTube does it again tomorrow, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Thank you to the YouTube algorithm. They like to be cool like that and let you hit that 500 subscriber thing at least 3 times. It means you're legit.
That's right.
Yes.
You got to make sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh no, that's awesome.
So Jeff, tell us a little bit about yourself, tell us about how you got into card collecting, your YouTube channel. Give us the deets.
Well, for anybody that doesn't know me, it's me and my boys. Originally, when we started the YouTube channel, I was the pie in the sky. We're going to get to 100,000 or 1,000 subscribers, and we're going to make all this money. And then I realized, you know what? I'm just doing this to have fun with the boys.
That's it.
I'm having fun
100%.
hanging out with all the Cardmunity people. I'm having so much fun with the kids. It blows me away, the generosity of the Cardmunity. And it's just, we do it for fun. Anybody that hasn't been to my channel, wear earplugs. I'll warn you now, I got a son and he's got a set of lungs. That's all I can tell you.
Rookie card.
I can't do it. He had to work tonight. He was pumped. He was going to do some rookie cards.
Yeah.
Work.
Very cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
I started collecting back. Actually, I was about 8 years old and my oldest brother was collecting, and he had a bunch of cards that he didn't like. He was a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. I was a Detroit Red Wing fan because I had to go against everybody else. Everybody else was Toronto, so I had to go.
Yeah.
I had to be the bad guy. So he started giving me the Detroit Red Wings cards. And from there, I started collecting. I started collecting mostly up here in Canada. You could get hockey, you could get baseball, but other than that, there wasn't much basketball. There was no football whatsoever.
Well, nothing else matters.
Well, the odd time you could get some CFL cards, but that's like collecting Teletubbies instead of baseball type thing. So yeah. But no, and then once I got up into my late teens, girls kind of took over for cards, and I kind of carried my collection all along with me through all my other girlfriends and different houses and everything like that. And then I'm going to say about 8 years ago, JR, who's a goalie, was in a hockey tournament, and I couldn't take him. My dad took him. And he ended up buying a mystery pack. And inside was I think if I remember correctly, there was a Crosby, There was Dustin Bufflin, and he's a Winnipeg Jets fan, so he decided he wanted to start collecting. So I said, sure, you tell me what. He got into Pokemon, which to me is the gateway drug for real cards. So from there, he started collecting, and then he had this great idea to put his collection with my collection. So we started putting his with mine, and I fell in love again, and I haven't looked back since.
Awesome. So what was that one card, baseball now, that you've ever pulled that basically said it sealed the deal for you? I'm in this for the long haul.
The card that I pulled. Honestly, you know what? Let me see if I have it right here. Unfortunately, it's a PGA. Oh, get it out of the sleeve. It's a PGI 10.
Okay.
But it's the Crime Dog.
Nice.
87 traded rookie. He was always my favorite.
Recent Hall of Famer.
He's the reason I like the Blue Jays, always have. That's about the only team I can say in Toronto that I've been diehard the whole time.
And that was since Montreal was disbanded and moved to Washington, or it's always been like that since day one?
Nope, since day one. I've always been Toronto. And it's funny, you say that because JR, my oldest, he is a diehard Expos fan. Don't know how it started or anything like that, how he got into it, but he loves the Expos. He collects Expos. So, of course, this is, like he said, this is the only time he's ever going to buy a Brady card. So
he's not a Brady fan. But anyway.
Well, my youngest son, AJ, he's a Brady fan. He collects anything Brady and Gronk. So now I have to get two of the dang cards.
Poor kids.
Yeah. I dropped them on their head too many times. I'm sorry.
Okay, so we understand, obviously, you being from Canada, you love Toronto. Who is your guy currently?
My current guy? That would probably actually I gotta go two. I have a pitcher and I have a position player. My pitcher is Alek Manoah. That guy's a beast. You heard it here right now. Cy Young winner for this year. Nobody else is even going to come close. And my guy, position player is
Cole. Garrett Cole.
Garrett who? And Alejandro Kirk. I'm really big on Kirk. He really impressed me last year.
Okay.
I love what the Jays have done to build around the team this year. And Vladdy, he tweaked his knee, but he's fine. He already said he could play if he wanted, but he wants to be there for the Jays more than he wants to be there for his country. So, which isn't true anyway. Quick. He was born in Canada.
So real quick, Jeff, I want to get your perspective.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you heard somewhere in baseball land that Vladdy Jr. specifically said that if the Yankees ever offered him a contract, he would retire.
Yes.
But yet he had that conversation with his dad and said, don't say that because you never know who's going to pay the most money. What are your thoughts on Vladdy saying he would rather die than be in pinstripes?
I'm going to be honest with you. That was when he first started up here, and he was diehard Blue. He was a diehard Jays fan and everything else. And then when his dad took over his training last year, his dad said, like, you can't say that just for the simple fact. Maybe the Jays ain't going to be able to afford you one day.
Right.
But Vladdy still come out and said, yeah, they might not be able to afford me, but that don't mean I'm going anywhere.
Because my thing is, a lot of these players that do have that potential, they produce these Hall of Fame resumes and these Hall of Fame careers, but just don't cut it without those championships.
That's the thing. Well,
I don't know.
I don't think I felt out this year. Just saying.
Griffey was a different species, Adrian. You know that as well as I do.
Yeah.
I think Vladdy is within that species.
Personally. Well, I mean, Vladdy hasn't even been in the league 5 years yet. It's still too early to tell.
Yep.
True.
Well, there's a lot of guys.
Just like your boy Bo.
Yep.
So
there's a lot of guys that
we gotta see.
Yep. There's a lot of guys like even Shohei.
Yeah.
He's been in for 5 years, but he's only done something for 2.
Yeah.
And to me, last year, he was an average player. He wasn't even the top pitcher or batter on his team.
Right.
If he wasn't doing both, we wouldn't be talking about him.
Okay, that's fair, actually. That's true. That is true.
So we got a question in the chat. The card hobbyist wrote, he wants to know who has a bunch of championships, and then a line of periods. Tom Brady.
Wayne Gretzky.
But what
Wayne Gretzky.
What sport are those championships though? Card hobbyist. Football, right? Put them on a football card, not a baseball card.
I swear to God, Mr. Fuego, you
just want to put that out there.
You're being too nearsighted about this, man. You're not thinking about the big picture, man. And Jeff made a great point. Those football card collectors are coming to get you're gonna see them buying baseball. Show.
The very first racing set Upper Deck did was an SP, and I want to say it was either 98 or 99. In the set, they had a Jordan card, a Gretzky card, a Peyton Manning card, a Walter Payton card, and a Tiger Woods. That set, you couldn't buy it. At any NASCAR collector, you couldn't find it because it had all those guys in it. And that was just base cards. They weren't even like a subset or anything. It was just a base card.
Yeah,
and it's Gretzky, it's Jordan, it's Tiger Woods, and people want it.
I'm gonna get free PSA cards. All right, come on, Jeff. Let's if anybody has any questions for Jeff, please comment in the comments, and I will go through and ask them as we go through. And Jeff, if you want to go ahead and start sharing some of your collection, that would be fantastic.
The floor is yours, sir.
Sure, no problem. Well, everybody knows my favorite card of all time is the
give them the big screen, Adrian.
Jeff Shaw Hero card.
Oh,
which a lot of people out there have one.
Big screen.
You want the big screen?
There we go.
Let's see. Where should I start? Let's start with hockey. Probably my oldest hockey is some guy I've never really heard of from my Detroit Red Wings, from the 62-63 set. Some guy named Gordie Howe. All the hockey collectors out there will know him. It's not in very good shape, but it's still Gordie Howe, and he's a Red Wing, so it's got a special place. Anybody that's actually been on my channel knows a lot about this card. My parents moved into the house that they're still in now in Grand Valley. Thanks, Patrick.
Oh.
And we were doing, after the tornado in 1985, we were doing some renos, and underneath the linoleum, we found this card. I've never heard of the guy before. Larry Mickey. It's stained. It's wrinkled. The corners are crap, but it is probably the most valuable card I have in my collection.
Okay.
Love it.
Strictly for that. For wrestling, I chose, of course, thanks to Johnny, I got my girl Mandy on an autograph here out of, hold on. We got blind leading the blind here. Oh, at a 99, the nice Mandy. And he gave me a nice Mandy Rose rookie card. She's got such a great set of wrestling skills. She blows me away every time she was wrestling. For non-sport, we're really big in collecting non-sport over here. So it was hard for me to decide what to show. But JR decided for me, and what he decided to show was our favorite TV show is The Walking Dead. And we got a bunch of Walker relics. These are all from the costumes that Walkers wore on Walking Dead at one point or another.
That's pretty cool.
It is, actually. Now these I actually got through a trade on the TCDB. That's another thing you'll find out with me if you know anything about my channel. I promote TCDB, but I got in a trade. I got to get it on the top loader here. Some 1912 Imperial Tobacco, which is a Canadian company, and it's trains. I've got like 8 different ones, but they're from 1912, and actually they're really not in that bad a shape.
Yeah, I was gonna say the colors on those are great.
Yeah, and they're really, really awesome looking. It's just, again, it was something. JR has the saying that if we get one card from a set, we got to finish the set.
Nice.
Yeah, no, not really. When you're the one paying, it's really not all that nice anymore. Trust me, it's really not that nice.
Oh man.
Then I thought I'd show off a couple of my racing cards. We got my dad's all-time favorite driver, Terry Labonte. It is actually an autographed card, but it's hard to see because he signed it way up here.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah. But he was always my dad's favorite driver. There's an autograph of my favorite driver, Martin Truex Jr.
Nice.
My youngest son's favorite driver. Don't know if I'd really call her much of a driver per se. Aimer maybe, but she's got a really nice autograph. My mom's favorite NASCAR driver is Alex Bowman.
Nice.
Who was actually handpicked by Dale Jr. to drive his car after he had to quit. Probably my most valuable card in my collection is the Jeff Gordon pre-rookie card autograph.
Wow.
That is actually, he won the Busch Championship the year before he came to Cup. And that's the one and only signature I have of his. And then you can't show racing autographs without a certain person who, to me, he has the best autograph out of any sport.
Yeah, that's gorgeous Richard Petty cards that Jeff's showing up right now, guys.
Oh,
is that a white autograph and a gold autograph?
It's a white autograph, which is very rare because 99% of the time, Richard will only sign in either gold or silver. So to get one in the white, and that was actually a in-person autograph. Anybody out there that anybody that wants to do TTMs or anything like that or get easy autographs, go with NASCAR. They are very approachable. They don't charge, and they'll be more than happy to sign for you.
Well, that's fun for anybody that wants to get into TTMs. If anybody's not familiar with what TTM stands for, it's through the mail. You can send stuff. You can usually find these people's addresses and things on the internet, mail cards into them.
Now, what's the best place to find these addresses at, Jeff?
I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea because I've never done one. I always get them in person.
Okay.
That gives
any of the NASCAR guys, but I know Adam. I was talking to him, and he does a lot now. And you'd have to ask him where he gets them from. But Johnny Serena, I got him into doing NASCAR TTMs. Goody G does a bunch of NASCAR TTMs. There's a lot of guys that have now gone after the NASCAR because they're free and they're easy to get.
Nice. You know,
there you go.
And I'm thinking if anybody listening, if you check out the Discord groups that we're all involved in, they're all in the description. There is a TTM section in the Cardmunity Inc. Discord. If you go in there and ask for help, I guarantee you one of those guys that Jeff just talked about will help you guys with TTMs.
I know one person who posts in that little section almost every day, and that's Goody G.
100%.
Adam said it's the sports card forum, and Sticks did as well. Then for baseball, nice. I decided to show this one of a guy. I hope he has a good career. Out of 25, it's a Nolan Ryan.
That is a sick card. Is that flawless?
I think he's already had a career.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard of him, so I thought maybe I'd show it. And if anybody knew him, he could let me know how he makes out. And then one that I just got recently for AJ in a trade with Void Start. It's historic autographs, the decade 1960s. Authentic autograph, 3 out of 10. Oh, it's Frank Robinson.
Oh man, that's beautiful.
A sick card.
Yeah, it is freaking huge too.
Yeah.
The only person to win an MVP in both leagues.
Correct. And it was just because it was an Oriole and everything else. He said, I'm going to give you first dibs. And I traded him a bunch of Yankees for it. Then I wanted to show off some of my slab cards that I got. This one here was actually, I'm a big Bo Jackson fan.
Nice.
But I went through all my stuff and I realized I don't have a lot of Bo football cards. I got mostly Bo baseball cards because you couldn't get Bo up here in football.
A true
I won a contest with Three Good Nerds, and he sent me the league leaders. What year is that? 88. That's
nice.
That's one of Bo's rookie cards from the 1988 top set.
Nice.
Which totally blew me away. We have the video hasn't even been out in the queue yet because I think we have 70 some odd videos that we filmed that are waiting to get put out.
Wow.
Well, I don't like to do more than one a day. So
yeah,
it's hard.
You're not like Steve Rademacher who does like 15 videos a day.
Right, exactly. Love you, Steve. You do an awesome job, buddy.
Yeah, we love you to death, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to Steve Rademacher.
that's right. Then, of course, I got a couple slabs of my Toronto Blue Jay favorite. Crime Dog.
Sweet.
Now, PGI, they're no longer around, right?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. Okay. I have no idea. I bought that at a card show somewhere, but it's very funny that this is a PGI 10, which right. I'm legally blind, but I can tell side to side that ain't even.
Yeah. That's about an 8 in PSA's eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're lucky. Because this, well, hold on. Because if I grab this one, which just happens to be a PSA 8.
And that looks better.
That looks better
than the other one does.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, graded cards. Graded cards are so fun.
So I gather your favorite set is the 87 design.
It was until last year.
It was until last year.
Yep, because
oversaturated
product, however many times there was. Yep.
So are you going to feel like that about that 88 design?
Well, now that they're not doing 3/4 of the sets they were doing, hard to say if I will or not. No, 87 is still one of the nicest sets. And after another reason I'm not too fond of 87 anymore was Steve Marquez's memorial thing we did last year, and I ended up with 87 out my wazoo.
Mm-hmm.
So
I remember that.
Yes, so do I. Now, JR wanted me to show a couple of cards that he got of his favorites.
There you go.
Nice.
Juan Soto Chrome.
Potential Hall of Famer.
Potential Hall of Famer.
Potential. Yep.
And his all-time favorite player, which I think is the reason he likes the Expos.
Okay.
Larry Walker. I did
Larry Walker.
Yeah.
Okay. 1990.
Yep.
That's Larry Walker Upper Deck. Very cool.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And then, of course, the one I got from Mike, one of my favorites.
Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. 2020 Top Bobichette rookie card. That is the UK edition.
Man.
I think.
And PSA 10.
Yeah. And a PSA 10. Not too
Mike
shabby.
gave the one away and then said, well, I just happen to have another one. And for all the work I helped him with, he decided that he was going to give me that.
Nice.
And then I thought I'd show this one as well. It's my only DiMaggio card I have from the 1950s.
You got a DiMaggio? You've been holding out.
That's right, I got a DiMaggio. You didn't know I had a DiMaggio? Yeah. Dom DiMaggio.
Oh.
Blasphemous. Oh, man.
Oh.
Hey.
1961?
What's that?
No, 51. 51.
51.
That's a PSA 4.
That's a PSA 4.
Joe DiMaggio.
That is a beautiful
amazing
card.
Yep. That is, I won that. I'm going to be honest with you. I can't remember where I won that from. But that is such a cool card, and I love how I can tell everybody I got a DiMaggio.
Yeah, that's a sick card.
And yes, that Larry Walker was JR's birthday present last year from Epiphany Card Collector.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
He's
Shout out to Epiphany Card Collector.
Johnny is pretty much my brother on here, and there's so many awesome guys in our card community.
Yeah, Epiphany's okay.
Well, it depends what day of the week it is, you know.
Top of the line security by far, though.
That's exactly where it was. Thank you, Steve. The Dom DiMaggio was through Redbeard Breaks. It was a Rademacher. I won it from Steve Rademacher, and he sent it to Redbeard to give to me.
Nice.
Wow.
That's where that came from. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much.
Cool.
I will say it does have a good home, though.
It does have a good home. It's funny because when we started on YouTube, we just had our 2-year last month, and I didn't even know about it. I forgot. And now that we're hitting 500, there's going to be, the boys and I got to settle up some prizes and whatnot, but we're going to have a Shaw Racing 500.
Nice.
It's going to be our for the 500 subs plus our 2-year anniversary. So everybody stay tuned for that. But it's funny, I only had the one Fred McGriff rookie as my only slab card I had, because slab cards are a heck of a lot harder to store than regular cards are. Because I'll tell you, anybody that's on TCDB with me knows that I have a few cards.
Oh, just a little bit.
Just a few.
Yeah. We've now hit 300,000 cards on TCDB, unique cards. And what we do is we collect we collect the set. If once it gets to 75%, it goes in a binder.
Okay.
And then if we have doubles, all the ones up there that have the colored labels, depending on the color, that's the traders for the different sports.
Wow.
Adrian, is it just me, or did we just get a quick tour of a cardboard library and Jeff is our librarian?
Yeah, 100%. That's quite the organization you got there, and the fact that you've got that all listed on.
Yeah, I know you put a lot of work into that.
That's no, you don't think so?
No, it's when you said all listed. No.
Oh, they're not all listed.
JR just finished gaming. He's now starting hockey. He's into the 80s in hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Some idiot keeps buying cards, so he keeps having to start baseball over again.
So here's a question that just came up for you, Jeff.
Pick him up to 91. Yes, sir.
He Lockin99 posted a question. How do we see what cards you need on TCDB?
Okay. Let's see if we can do this. Oh yeah, that ain't gonna work. Okay, so if you go to TCDB, and you click Shaw Racing, that is my name on TCDB. If you go into, where is it? If you go into there, at the bottom it'll say match items in your want list for my collection, or I can match items in my for sale list to your collection. That is the easiest way to see what sets we are looking for and everything else. There is a couple sets right now that I'm 95% or better on that I've been trying to finish off a little quicker. Unfortunately, it's guys like Jordan and Ken Griffey Jr. and stuff like that. So it's a little harder to get the cards at a reasonable price. Because one thing a lot of people don't know about me is 12 years ago, I had a stroke and I woke up the next day and I haven't been able to see right since. If I blink, I can see for half a second, then everything goes blurry. So wow. I've been out of work and I'm on disability, and I have been for 12 years. So it's really hard to do a lot of this stuff. But thanks to TCDB and everybody in the Cardmunity, I've been able to keep up with this, and the boys and I are having so much fun.
That's actually really impressive, Jeff, because I've seen you on several live streams and you're always looking
all over it.
I mean, you're always doing stuff that I know you got to look and read. So
yep.
More.
Just don't look at my eyes because I blink all the time.
Yeah, shoot.
But then I get headaches because I blink all the time.
Yeah.
You make some of us younger folk look incompetent.
Hey, no, yeah. I'm not that freaking old, dude. Come on.
Are you younger than the age of 44?
I am not younger than the age of 44.
Okay, Fossil.
JR said as soon as I hit 50, I'm old. Well, that was a few years ago now. All this gray is both the boys. Let me tell you, I've deserved every one of them.
As of recent, because I know you throughout your career, your collecting career, I know you've gotten into breaks, you've made purchases, you've made trades. What is your holy grail in your collection?
That I have, or that I want?
That you currently have. What is it that you would consider your holy grail?
That would be the card I would not sell more than, if I had to sell all my cards, what would I keep?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Nice. Good old 87 Topps traded Fred McGriff.
And that goes to show there are collectors out there that do not consider, that most expensive card that everybody wants to chase, like I'll use me for an example. My 51 and 52 Manuals, those are not my holy grails. Okay. That 87 McGriff, if that's what you would consider your holy grail, hey, that is the epitome of a true collector.
True. I was thinking true collector. I love it. It. It's not about how much the card's worth. It's about how much the card's worth to you. That sentimental value, 100%.
More sentiment.
So much more to baseball collecting than money.
Oh, so, you might have an incoming raid.
Ooh, we got a raid coming. Awesome. Jeff, you were talking about your 500 subscriber possible giveaway, your 2-year thing, all that. You got anything else going on your channel or anything else? And I also will look up on TCBD and put that in the description later for anybody that wants
trading card database, tcdb.com.
Got it. And then anything else you got going on your channel or anything? Anything? What you got cooking?
Well, every Thursday, there's so many people that were doing breaks and stuff like that, and I didn't want to step on anybody's toes with new product. So I found a guy at a flea market near us, and I do mystery pack breaks. And what it is he has, he makes up these packs for me that has 40 cards in them, and they're anywhere from the 70s till now. There has been numbered, there has been autographs, there has been relics, not very often, but they are mixed in. So I make him a deal with that, and then we do a break on Thursday, and there's usually 12 of them. And then I usually do another guy sells newer stuff with some good hits in it for about he sells them to me for about $5, and I'll add one of them. Or I've been adding in a couple times. I've added in one of Rippin' for rookies. I'm talking with Hobby Hound to see if I can't get one of his mystery packs. And I'm trying to make it, I don't want to step on anybody else's toes. And I know a lot of us didn't collect between the late 90s and into the 2000s. So I'm trying to give everybody cards they want, that they need for their collections.
Awesome. Very cool. I know those are great breaks that go on weekly, guys. And Jeff is always posting them in the Discord that I talked about earlier. And usually $5. I feel like it's $5 to get in. Like
$5 a team, no matter how many teams you buy, and no matter how many teams, it's $5 for shipping. That's it.
Does that come with a $5 foot long?
It comes with a $5 regular price. $5, $5.
$5 foot. That took me back there, Mr. Fuego.
Yeah, I was going to say that went back a little too far there, Adrian.
All right. I think I'm gonna. Did you have any other cards you wanted to show off, Jeff, or can I bring us all back up in the screen?
Okay, I'm in here, and I want you guys back in here with me.
All right, let me do this. Here we go. Awesome. All right, Jeff, thank you so much for being on today. Mr. Fuego, you got anything else you'd like to ask Jeff?
I appreciate you showing us what you got there, Jeff, and sharing your collecting story. And it was a fun ride.
Hey, yeah, Jeff, you guys are amazing. You guys have both amazing channels. Everybody in the chat, there's so many amazing people part of our card community. And like I said, I'm honored that you guys asked me on and that I could do this. I wish my boys were here with me so you can relive the madness that I live every day.
Yes, we'll have you back on for sure. Maybe in a couple months with the boys for sure. They got to come on. Good. That'll be the stipulation. Yeah. Okay. Firestarter Breaks has asked this twice. He's dying to ask if you use the Dewey Decimal System for your card collecting in the back there.
I use the TCDB decimal system. You go by year, you go by set, and then you go by number. None of this by the team and whatnot. That's the other thing. One thing I was going to say is JR asked me once for a school project, would I rather have $1,000 card or $1,001 cards? And I always told him that I'd rather have $1,001 cards because you get more of a variety. One card in your hand doesn't mean nothing. And everybody complain. I shouldn't say everybody. A lot of people complain because my videos are long. Because if somebody sends me something, or whether it's a trade or a rack or I'm into a break, I don't care if the card is Hans Kraus. Hi, Mike. They're all $1 million cards to me, and every one of them is going to get the same amount of airtime, no matter what card it is.
There you go.
I love it. That's why we love you, Jeff. That's why we're so happy you came on the podcast today. We appreciate you. You're a great person in this community. I hope everybody that's not subscribed to Jeff definitely checks his channel out. If you've never done a break before, this is a great break to get into to try things out. $5, you cannot go wrong. And they are super fun. And then just make sure you don't have
in your package.
When you watch Jeff's channel, make sure you don't have your headphones in or your volume turned up too loud, because his son likes to let us know when the rookie cards come out, and you'll hear it from miles away. So, Jeff, I'm gonna stick you back in the backstage for a little bit. If you can hang tight, that'd be awesome. Yep. Thank you so
very much,
Jeff. Appreciate you.
Thanks a lot, Jeff.
All right. Freaking awesome. Thank you guys, all the comments, so much for joining the baseball podcast today. Mr. Fuego, you got anything else going on your channel or any other news you would like to let the people know?
Tomorrow, I'm announcing the winner to my subscriber milestone giveaway.
Awesome. You guys be sure to check that out. I hope you're subscribed to Mr. Fuego by now. If you're in here, I hope so. And definitely check out I believe it was a short that you posted that you had to comment and to be in his 200 subscriber giveaway. Is that how I can't remember how it was worded, because I know you've hit
basically
like
you
2,000.
had to you had to be publicly subscribed, and with your comment you have to put the hashtag milestone.
Perfect. So guys, definitely check it out and stay tuned for that tomorrow, because he has a couple of sweet boxes of cards to give away. I'm not even going to say what they are, because I want you guys to go check out the short, because he shows everything in there, and it's a short. It's going to take you less than a minute. So guys, definitely check out Mr. Fuego for that, and stay tuned for his live stream tomorrow. Is it a live stream or a video?
No, I'm gonna do the video, and I'm just gonna push it out there.
Push it. Okay, cool. So stay tuned for that video tomorrow, guys. I've got I have got to do a mail day video tomorrow. I'm probably going to do it tomorrow too. I'm going to collab with you to make sure we're not running at the same time. I've got mail I got to do, and I got a 2022 Bowman Chrome Sapphire Edition box to open. And oh my God, I've got big news. I totally forgot to tell anybody this. I got a email from Whatnot. You guys know that I go on Whatnot once a week on Wednesdays, sell baseball cards, go live, yada yada, have fun on there with you guys. And this coming Wednesday is International Women's Day, and Whatnot sent me a link that if I wanted to join, do a stream at a certain time during the day, have Women's International Day in there, yada yada. Put so many things in my bio now that they're going to feature me on Whatnot. So that's going to be at 11 o'clock, my normal time, 11 a.m. Pacific time, Wednesday on Whatnot. Should be featured on them for Women's International Day. I'm pretty excited about that. They went out to like all women card collectors and women Whatnot people. Whatnot does a large array of things. Any kind of collectible that you're into, they're probably doing it on there. So that's something I'm excited for this upcoming week.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you, man. I really, really appreciate that. I've got a PSA order hopefully coming back soon. I got a PSA order that just went out. I've got an SGC order that's going out tomorrow as well. So there's a lot of things in the future for all of us here. So you guys just stay tuned. I appreciate you all so much, and catch you on the next one. All right. Peace.